Hatid po sa inyo ng Philippine Media Network Service Cooperative. As you can see in the logo, nandito po ang Southern Metro Manila Press Corps, nandito ang Airport Press Club, and of course our host, the Philippine State College of Aeronautics. We thank the staff, the president and staff of PhilSCA for hosting this first ever media forum on aviation. We believe that the aviation industry has a lot to gain from PhilSCA and the students from this school, as well as other aviation schools in the Philippines. Gusto ko lang munang i-acknowledge na nandito po yung presidente ng Southern Metro Manila Press Corps, si Ginoong Noche Cacas. Noche? Ang presidente ng Airport Press Club, si Ginoong Ariel Fernandez. Si Ariel at si Noche ay pareho naming mga members ng Philippine Media Network Service Cooperative. And of course, PhilSCA, gusto po nating pasalamatan ng presidente, Dr. Marwin de la Cruz. Sir, good morning. Malakas po tayo ngayon kasi nandito po tayo sa eskwelahan ng mga magiging piloto sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Kasamahan natin ang aviation education sector. Of course, the General believes, si General Zamudio, our chairman, believes na ang mga susunod na leader sa mundo ng aviation, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kundi maging sa buong mundo, ay manggagaling po sa mga estudyante ng PhilSCA. Sa mga student leaders. At yung ilan sa mga student leaders, makikita po ninyo rito sa araw na ito. Ako po si Andy Vital, retired po ako sa DZRH. Matagal na, and I'm active with the Philippine Media Network Service Cooperative. Gusto ko pong ipakilala ang ating mga pangunahing panauhin. Sila po ang mga eksperto because we will be talking about the National Aviation Academy of the Philippines Bill, NAAP Bill, which are pending in the two houses of Congress. Dito po ang mga kinatuan mula sa Kamara at sa Senado. Of course, gusto ko pong ipakilala ang pangunahing niyakda ng House Bill number 7323. Ito po yung NAAP Bill sa mababang kapulungan. Si Congressman Ron Salon, ng Kabayan Party. Sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Please feel free to ask your questions later. Si Ron Salo po ito ng Kabayan Party List. So, isang mapagpalang umaga po sa bawat po sa atin. Isang karangalan po para sa akin na may present po itong panukalang batas po natin doon sa Kongreso. Pasado na po ang third reading sa House of Representatives ito. And inaantay na lang po natin yung sa Senado. And we're very happy to note na in-sponsor po ni Senator Revilla yung bill, and sa floor noong nakarang Tuesday ng gabi, in-sponsor na po siya for second reading. And we suppose by next week, ma-approve na po itong second reading. And pagbalik po, and we hope also na ma-certify po ito as urgent ng ating Pangulo para tuloy-tuloy po by next week, hopefully, ma-approve din po siya on third reading. And kung may counting differences yung versions ng House and Senate, habang bakasyon po ay ma-threshold po natin ito. And pagbalik, i-approve po siya finally in both chambers. I mean, yung BICAM may present and ma-ratify ng parehong kapulungan.
Thank you, sir. At isunod po natin, mga kaibigan, ang kinatawan mula sa office ni Senator Ramon Bong Revilla. Siya naman po ang major sponsor ng Senate Bill number 2801. Atin pong kasama rito sa panel si Attorney Rems Cuarto. Attorney, good morning.
Good morning po sa lahat. I will be having a short presentation later. Si Senator Revilla po, pinapaabot niya yung buong suporta niya dito. In fact, siya yung unang nag-file nito sa Senado. Principally offered niyo po itong bill. Humihingi po siya ng pasensya, may prior commitment siya, but if wala talagang, he would have been here to join you. At kasama niyo din po siya na magsa-celebrate kung may sasapatas po. Morning po.
Thank you, Attorney. And of course, we'd like to get a short welcome message from the President of PhilSCA, Dr. Marwin de la Cruz.
Magandang umaga po sa kanilang lahat. Una, ang pasasalamat sa ating dalawang magiting na mambabata, si Congressman Ron Salo na ating member ng board ng PhilSCA, Board of Trustees, representing Congress, representing Congressman Mark Go, and dun sa ating sponsor sa Senate, si Senator Bong Revilla. Facts po, para nag-prepare ako ng konting facts. Binigyan ako ng idea ni General Jerry kanina. No? For information of everybody, nung pumasa ito sa House of Representatives, sponsored ni Congressman Ron, nag-iisa pa lang siya. Then, inadopt ng House Committee on Higher and Technical Education ni Congressman Mark Go. And eventually, nung third reading namin, we were not there kasi ang sabi ni Congressman Ron at ni Congressman Mark Go, they can do it because they know very well PhilSCA. Lumabas down there about 76 principal authors na. No? At nag-approve ng third reading of 202 yes, no, and no abstention. Nung dinala natin sa, after transmitting the approved third reading bill sponsored by Congressman Ron, ay si Senator Bong Revilla, na-transmit yan ng August 8, if I'm not mistaken, August 12, it was already sponsored sa Senate. Then after that, nag-follow with Senator Win. Then, sa committee report, ito ang nakita ko. No? Sa committee report, after na mag-visit din si Congressman Ron sa Senate, Tuesday morning, sa committee report, there are about 18 senators already signed the committee report with Senator Bong Revilla as principal author and Senator Win sponsoring another Senate bill. Then it was consolidated nung nag-approve for sponsorship na of Senate Bill 2969 sponsored by Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Alan Cayetano, and Senator Rafi Tulfo, and with other 18 senators signing the committee report. Kaya we are very fortunate and thankful to the initiative from the House of Representatives and to the upper house sa Senate with Congressman Ron Salo and Senator Bong Revilla at our back. Magandang umaga po sa kanilang lahat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marvin. Siguro magandang umpisahan natin with Attorney Rems Cuarto. No? Sabi niya may presentation about the bill and mukhang malapit-lapit na ito kung ayon sa kwento ninyo, Congressman Ron and President Marvin. Kaya, Attorney, could we please hear or view the presentation about Senate Bill number 2801, consolidated with House Bill number 7323. Ma'am?
Presentation. Wait lang.
Yeah, ma'am.
So, next slide please. So, ito pong Senate Bill 2801, final po ni Senator Bong Revilla nung August 22. So within the same month po na pumasa to sa House, dinala po to nila President sa amin, and on the same day po na dinala nila sa President, we were able to file it po. So the title is an act declaring the Philippine State College of Aeronautics as the National Professional Institution for Aviation, renaming it as the NAAP or the National Aviation Academy of the Philippines. Next slide po. So as you can see, next slide. As you can see dito po sa calendar yung history po niya, no, nung August 22 po siya final, and then the first reading po siya nung August 27, and then yun po yung day na lumapit sila President sa amin, and we tinuruan po namin sila kung paano ang legislative process. Kasi yan po ang beauty ng legislation. I know si Kong would agree na yung mga lobbyists, meron silang mga gusto katulad nyo na baguhin sa sistema o introduce sa sistema. At yung mga legislators katulad ni Kong and Senator Bong Revilla, nakikinig sa inyo at if na-file yung mga nais nyong ipabago sa batas o introduce na bagong batas. So, by October, nag-conduct na ng committee hearings yan. So, 2 months, ibig sabihin, inaral ng mga staff sa Senado kung paano ba talaga ito itatakel. And then by November, nagkaroon ng technical working group meetings na inattenda naman ni President. No? And then, nagkaroon na by January of this year, nagkaroon na tayo ng committee report. At itong committee report nga na yan ay na-sponsor na nitong nakaraang Tuesday. Next slide, please. So, nakita ko dun sa binigay na questions, no, paano ba yun nabuo? So, yun, nabuo ito dahil sa pagpupursigirit ng mga tao na sa likod na gustong i-elevate yung profesyon at gustong gawing world-class at globally competitive ang mga piloto nating Pilipino. So, etong slide po na ito po yung nag-appear na explanatory note. Part po ito na explanatory note ni Senator Revilla, citing yung mga napansin sa mga issues or kontrobersiya sa mga paliparan po natin. Kung saan sinasabi na may brain drain. Kasi daw po, kahit na gaano kagaling yung mga ilan sa mga piloto natin, pinipili nila na mag-abroad kasi mas malaking sweldo doon. So, doon nakita ni Senator Revilla na talagang kailangan i-develop din natin yung lokal nating edukasyon na nagko-cover sa inyo to be able to develop leaders for the country's aviation, aerospace industry, pribado or sa gobyerno man ito, para ma-address yung kakulangan sa bilang ng mga piloto natin. No? And ma-address natin yan by elevating the profession, gagawing world-class. Sa pamumuno nga nitong NAAP na to, na next slide, na sa ilalim ng mga leadership din for sure ng PhilSCAT na tinagurian according nga dito sa ating sa explanatory note ni Senator Revilla, ang PhilSCAT ay tinagurian ng PRC or ng Professional Regulation Commission as the #1 aeronautical school in the country for more than a decade of record high number of board passers and producing top-notchers sa Aeronautical Engineering Board examination. So pinakikita dito na ang dami niyong mga graduates na mahuhusay at gusto natin na mas dumami pa kayo para ma-address natin yung kakulangan ng bilang ng mga piloto dito sa Pilipinas. Plus, eventually, maipadala kayo sa iba't ibang bansa para rin at mapakita na globally competitive ang husay at galing ng mga Pilipinong piloto. So, si PhilSCA ay marirename na bilang National Aviation Academy of the Philippines at itutuloy na to yung nasimulan niya and more pa. Next slide, please. So, ang backgrounder is, yun nga, yung European Union back in 2024, bago natin to final, in-urge ang Pilipinas na i-boost pa natin yung aviation sector natin. At nakita natin na pag dinevelop pa natin yung edukasyon ninyo at yung regulation sa inyo, aside from regulation sa inyo, yung professional and educational training sa inyo, mabuboost yung aviation sector, masusolusyonan yung mga problema natin, makaka-create pa tayo ng new jobs here, and eventually, sigurado tayo na kayo at kayo ang pipiliin ng mga karating nating mga bansa. Next slide, please. So, dito po, ito yung current natin na bill na, si SBN 2969. Yan po yung na-produce ng committee report sa Senate. At yan po yung na-sponsor nung January 28 ni Senator Alan Cayetano. Nagawa ng paraan ni President no, na talagang maipasok siya sa agenda, kaya na-sponsoran po siya. So, explain ko lang din po yung legislative process natin. No? Meaning po nang na-file na first reading na siya, nabasa yung title. Pagkatapos po nun, magko-conduct tayo ng committee hearings. Pag nag-committee hearings na po, ito na po yung nagkaroon ng committee report na substitute na po. Ibig sabihin, itong bill na nilabas po ng Senado, ito na yung balanse sa kung anong gusto ng sektor ninyo, sa kung anong pangangailangan ng lipunan, At pati na rin po yung mga different concerns na thresh out na po sa committee. Kaya inilabas siya by January 28, planchado na po yan. At once na-sponsor po siya, dadaan po siya sa interpellations, meaning yung mga ibang senador po na may mga tanong patungkol sa bill, may mga gustong i-clarify, not necessarily opposed naman po, pero may mga issues lang na gustong i-clarify. Once po na mag-period of interpellations, kung may magtatanong o wala, i-close po si period of interpellations. At bubuksan naman po si period of amendments. In which case, kung meron pong mga gusto introduce, pero I suppose, sabi naman po ni President, mukhang wala na dahil na-plancha na yung mga issues na na-raise sa House, pinlansya na po natin sa Senado, at wala nang aaray, kumbaga. So, once po na pumasa na siya sa amendment, i-close po natin si itong second reading na po, meaning pass on second na po siya. Pagkatapos po ng second reading, ang proseso po talaga normally, ang general rule, meron pong 3 araw na binibigay sa mga senador para i-review yung second reading na yon. At ayun po yung kopya na aprobahan sa third reading. So, on an ordinary day, 3 araw po yung binibigay sa kanila. Pero kung masa-certify po ito as urgent, kung in case of public emergency or calamity or tingin ng ating Pangulo, kailangan maipasa ito. And may accepted na po siya dun sa 3-day notice rule, in which case, maaaring pumasa po siya sa parehong araw o parehong linggo na napasa siya ng second reading. Next slide, please. So, sa Section 4, makikita po natin yung general mandate ni NAAP. Yan nga po, ide-develop yung leaders in the Philippine aviation and aerospace industries. Hindi lang sa mga personal at professional yung buhay, pero yung pagde-develop sa inyo in the hope na ma-develop yung buong sektor para makatulong din bilang sangay ng ating lipunan sa pagpapatupad ng mga batas at alituntunin na nagsasaklaw sa inyong sektor. Next slide, please. So, dito po makikita nyo na nakalagay po dyan kung ano ba yung mga i-offer ni NAAP, no? May short-term technical vocational undergraduate and graduate courses with its areas of competency and specialization. Kanina nakausap ko po si General na dito na rin papasok marahil sa IRR po yung mga nitty-gritty details na kung ano ba yung mga training na kailangan para talagang masabi natin na hindi kayo underqualified pag pumasa kayo. Pagka pumasa na kayo, open na yung trabaho sa inyo kasi qualified na kayo. Yan yung mga gagawin natin sa ilalim ng batas. Next slide, please. So, makakapag-confer pa rin siya ng degrees, both pa rin yung undergraduate and graduate programs. Please. So, aside from sa mga regular and extension campuses nyo, sa ilalim ng batas, dahil gusto nga natin dumami yung mga piloto para ma-solusyonan natin yung kakulangan sa supply, sa ilalim ng batas, binibigyan na rin ng kapangyarihan ng NAAP na mag-create pa in the future ng mga regular at extension campuses aside from those already existing. Next slide please, magkakaroon din ito ng still academic freedom. Next slide. At bubuksan ito, magkakaroon ng democratic access. Ibig sabihin, yung mga deserving na estudyante ay mabibigyan ng pagkakataon. Next slide. Kaya meron ding scholarship programs and admission. Hindi porket mahirap ka, di ba usually iniisip mayaman lang ang nakakapagpiloto. So kaya ipinasok talaga natin dito na bibigyan natin yung mga may hirap pero magagaling, talentado, mahuhusay na mga mag-aaral ng oportunidad na makalipad din at maabot din nila yung mga pangarap nila. So, medyo broad strokes na lang po ako. So, yung NAAP, magkakaroon siya ng 3 council, si administrative, yan po yung magkakaroon siya ng board of directors for the administration, management, and development planning of the NAAP. Tapos si academic council, yan po yung pagdating sa pagtuturo. At si skills training council na magsisigurado na yung itinuturo sa inyo, pumapantay dun sa nagiging kakayahan nyo para hindi lang theoretical yung husay, pero talagang nailalagay natin dun sa practical side na kailangan para sa inyong qualifications. So still, yung faculty at binibigyan din ang NAAP ng kapangyarihan na mag-maintain ng pool of both local and international part-time faculty members, employees and consultants. Ibig sabihin, binibigyan siya ng kakayahan at kapangyarihan na kumuha ng mga mahuhusay din na mga international na mga experts para maturuan kayo at maging globally competitive. Next slide, please. So, ito yung transitory provision na in the meantime, habang nagta-transition from PhilSCA to NAAP, si incumbent president ng PhilSCA ang magsaserve as the first president of the NAAP ng 4 years. Next slide. So, muli po, pinapahatid ni Senator Revilla yung buo niyang suporta. May swerte po actually ang IMAT talaga sa Senator Revilla, kaya kapit tayo na mapapasa to kasi in fact, meron po siyang 2,000 plus na bills and resolutions na filed at of that, almost 350 na po yung napasa sa batas. Kung hindi niyo po natatanong, yung mga principally authored po niya, napakarami, higit po 100 sa loob lang na isang taon. Nandyan po yung Centenarian Law, nandyan din po yung mga Anti-No Permit, No Exam Prohibition Act, at nandyan din po yung free entrance examination sa mga eskwelahan. So makakaasa po kayo na pagdating sa pagtataguyod ng edukasyon at pag-elevate ng aviation industry natin, kasama niyo po si Senator Revilla, plus also Vice Chairperson din kasi siya ng Public Services na committee sa Senate na nagtatakal din sa mga ka-up ng mga issues sa mga airlines natin. So, pinapahati niyo po ang lubos niyong pasasalamat at suporta sa inyo ngayong araw na to. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Attorney Rems Cuarto. Mamaya po may open forum tayo, so may mikropono sa gitna. And I'd like to inform you na ito naka-live stream with the assistance ni Dr. De La Cruz.
I'll be honest, dahil for the simple reason na member po ako ng board ng PhilSCA. Ako po yung nagre-represent kay Chairman Mark Go ng Committee on Higher and Technical Education sa House of Representatives. Siya po ang talagang membro, pero sa House, ang ginagawa po, pagdating po sa mga schools, mga universities, tinatanong yung mga ibang members na interesado na maging member ng board. And pinili ko po talaga yung PhilSCA for one reason. Dati po sa PUP, medyo nalalayuan po ako. So, I'll be honest, medyo it's an issue of convenience yung pagpili ko sa PhilSCA. But number two, I've always been intrigued. Kasi hindi pa ako nakakapasok actually sa PhilSCA before. Nanggagaling po ako ng South, mayat-mayat, nadadaan po ako, nakikita ko po yung PhilSCA. And from a layman, ang tingin po talaga kasi natin pagdating po doon sa mga aviation schools, para yan sa mga mayayaman. Dahil alam naman po natin na mahal ang bayad. But I've learned na yung PhilSCA, it's a government institution that offers this particular opportunity sa mga kababayan po natin na walang kakayanan. Particularly doon sa mga nagnanais na maging piloto. Kaya that intrigued me, at ito po specifically ang na-request ko kay Chairman Mark Go na maging membro po ako ng PhilSCA. So nung naging membro na po ako, mas lalong lumalim po yung pagkakaalam ko sa PhilSCA, pagkakaintindi ko based on dun sa mga discussions that we're having at the board, lumalim po yung pangunawa ko dito sa industreng ito. Then, sabi ko kay President, why don't we push for a bill that we will transform PhilSCA into something bigger, something grander. Doon po nabuo po yung, sabi po natin, tatawagin po natin siya maging National Aviation Academy of the Philippines. So, after several months, na pagtatasa, pag-usap, then nabuo po namin yung bill, then final ko po. Then doon po, tinasa po din sa House, at nagpapasalamat po ako sa chairman po ng committee on higher education, technical and higher education, si Chairman Mark Go, dahil very supportive po siya from the very beginning. So sa umpisa hanggang sa dulo, talagang very supportive po si Chairman. And makikita po ninyo dito na mabilis po yung discussions kasi ang objective po talaga, pareho po kami panggagalingan, how to really make sure at to improve the offerings of this school. And to how to elevate it from what we call the state college into something grander.
Thank you, Congressman. Gusto ko lang ipasa kay Dr. De La Cruz. Am I right in assuming that the proposal started sa administration po ninyo? Or is there anyone else that we have to credit for the, kumbaga, root mismo ng proposal?
Thank you, sir. Tama yung sinabi ni Congressman Ron nung umupo siya bilang member ng board representing Congressman Mark Go. He urged me to see how we can work and elevate PhilSCA into something grandeur, no? If I may adopt the statement. Nag-constitute ako ng working committee for that, no? And every now and then, nagko-consult kami kay Congressman Ron how to go over it. No, nag-review kami ng mga ilang existing charter of different universities and colleges. No, there are about 114 state universities and colleges. And we found out upon review that among the 114, walang professional school. Kasi almost all colleges gearing toward universityhood. And upon review of our status and upon consultation with Congressman Mark Go when we are reviewing, nakita namin na there is a greater possibility for PhilSCA to be elevated to another level, not as a university, but as a professional school. Kaya nabuo namin yung concept ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines, renaming it as National Aviation Academy of the Philippines and declaring it as professional school, National Professional School for Aviation. No? Sa data po na present ng EDCOM, ng Education Commission 2, there are only about 8 professional schools among the more than 2,000 higher education institutions. So from that 8, none of a public school like PhilSCA. Ito yung nakita namin na perspective. Ano yung tahakin ng professional school and declaring it as the National Aviation Academy of the Philippines? It will focus directly to teaching and providing capability for those who would like to enter to aviation and work in the industry, which had been mentioned by Attorney Rems at binanggit din naman ni Congressman Ron na the primary objective is to produce graduates that will work in the industry, particularly aviation industry. We are not trying to deviate from what is the mandate of a higher education. One is research. Gusto ko i-clarify na, I'll take the opportunity. Kasi baka isipin, we are deviating from one of the main thrusts of a school, of a higher education institution, which is research. But we have to accept the fact that aviation industry needs more worker. And PhilSCA, as the only state-funded higher education institution offering programs in the aviation, we have a daunting task to produce those that will work in the industry. Base po sa data ng Boeing and Airbus, and all other manufacturers ng aircraft, there are about more than, or little less than 800,000 workers needed in the next 10 years on technicians. There are about more than 600,000 pilots needed in the next 10 years. So we have to focus on producing workers in the industry. We are trying to see to it that we don't only produce technicians, but we also envision to produce technologies that will become leaders in the aviation. That's why the track, as had been discussed by our esteemed guest and sponsor, both in the upper house and in the lower house, is to produce to produce graduates that will help the industry prosper and address the need of the industry. That's why we have the National Aviation Academy of the Philippines.
Thank you, Mr. President. At sisimulan na po natin ang open forum. Nandito po ang mga miyembro ng media from all over Metro Manila. Meron pong transport media, meron pong airport, and then Southern Metro Manila media. And of course, open din ang ating open forum sa mga estudyante ng PhilSCA and other sectors na nandito po ngayon. Let us learn more about the NAAP bill at nakita natin kung anong progreso. So please go ahead. There's a microphone sa sentro ng aisle. Pwede ko kayong identify yourselves, please, and then go ahead with the question. Ma'am?
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I am Professor Divine Reyes from the Lyceum of the Philippines, Manila Campus Institute of Mass Communication, also from the Graduate School of Holy Angel University, Angeles City, a member also of the Philippine Media Network. Paminsan-minsan nagko-host din po kay General Jerry Samudio sa kanyang programang APA Pilipinas sa Armed Forces Radio. My question is for our beloved President of PhilSCA, Dr. De La Cruz. Sinabi niyo po na mas pinapahalagahan niyo po ang PhilSCA hindi bilang maging university, kundi andun kayo sa maging mas professional po ito pagdating po dito sa industriya. Maliban po doon, ano pa po yung inyong mga mahahalagang kadahilanan why you prefer PhilSCA to elevate not as a university but on the professional side po? Ano po yung mga hindi niyo pa po nabanggit na pwede niyo po ma-share sa amin? Salamat po.
Thank you, ma'am. Isa na actually na-present na rin ito ni Attorney Renz, no? At nabanggit ko rin naman kay Congressman Ron when we are conceiving NAAP. Among state universities and colleges, there are only two recognized academic council, which is the Administrative Council and the Academic Council. Since PhilSCA geared toward teaching school for the industry, we consider, at binanggitin ng ating MC kanina, na dapat ma-intensify natin yung training. Kasi yung training na kukuhanin ng ating mga estudyante patungo, going toward the industry, dapat this should be well thought of. Kasi may requirement ang industry in terms of training. Na aviation industry has particular requirement on training. We don't just simply go training, going here, going there, getting trainings, getting seminars from anywhere. Pero dito yung training natin, yung skills training natin will be governed by the Skills Training Council that will dedicate in reviewing what particular training and skills needed by our graduates so that we can immediately address yung possible gap from academic to industry. Isa ito sa highlight ng NAAP when we conceive it. Another is, it is very difficult to attract industry practitioner to our present system. Kasi usually, you go through instructor 1, if we're talking of finances, badaan ka sa instructor 1. Meron sa particular salary grade yon. But if we will enact law, the case of NAAP, we can directly hire experts from the field teaching and helping PhilSCA to improve, or NAAP, to improve its capability so that in the end, our students are well equipped, capable, and can deliver the needed expertise of the industry. By taking practitioners, experts on the upper level. I am not trying to discount yung expertise of our faculty members. They are good. As a matter of fact, as mentioned by Congressman Ron and Attorney Rems, na ang even PRC and CAAP declared us as the #1 school in aviation. Pero the more we will give our students capabilities when we send them to graduation, and industry will no longer look for something that can help them improve their performance. At the school level, they are already capable of delivering the needed requirements of the industry. So ito po yung dalawang mga highlights na pwede natin. And even Congressman Ron and Attorney Rems can also propound yung mga, when we are discussing this sa for their sponsorship. Magandang umaga po.
Thank you.
Pwedeng magdagdag po.
Yes, Congressman.
Siguro added na information. Kapag pinag-usapan niyo po kasi yung metrics na ginagamit po ng ating CHED, ito po ay SUC leveling. So level 1 hanggang level 4. Level 1 is the lowest. Anong level tayo?
Level 1.
Level 1 po tayo sa PhilSCA. So kung susundan po ninyo yung leveling po na yon, and hindi po tayo magkakaroon po ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines, the only way for them para maging level 4 is to offer so many subjects. Maging generalist. In that sense, mawawala po yung main thrust po ng school, which is really geared towards developing aviation leaders. Kasi yun po yung talagang mandato po from the very beginning. Pero kung susundan mo ngayon yung track, dahil gusto mong umangat, you will have to diversify. So yun po yung main objective po natin dito. Na hindi po kakailangan ngayon na mag-diversify for you to be able to comply with that particular requirement. Ang objective po kasi natin to create an academy that is really geared towards creating aviation leaders, pero ang ka-level din po niya isang universidad. Pero hindi po siya quote-unquote university. So yun po yung main purpose po natin. Otherwise, ang mangyayari nga, the same with so many other schools now, ang direction po talaga nila lahat, maging generalist. So, mawawala po ngayon yung main ethos ng school. Ng objective is the aviation industry.
Thank you, Congressman. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good morning. Bernard Ferrer, PTV4. To Congressman Ron Salo, sir, gaano kahalaga na maipasa ang NAAP sa aviation sector at nakausap niyo na po ba si Presidente para ma-certify as urgent itong panukala?
Napakaganda ng tanong po ninyo. Yung pakipag-usap, sasagutin ko na po nung una yun, hindi po, pero si President Marvin po ay ongoing po yung pakipag-usap po nila. And I hope na magkakaroon po ng mas malinaw until next week, hopefully. So, yun po yung inaasahan po natin para ma-certify po siya as urgent. Pangalawa, pagdating po doon sa tinatanong po nyo, how important it is. Definitely, it's so important. One, tatandaan po natin, yung binabanggit po kanina, wala pong, lahat po ng mga aviation schools, maliban po sa PhilSCA, meron pa po bang public? Wala na. Ibig sabihin po nito, lahat po ng mga nagnanais na maging piloto, pumunta po kayo doon sa private. At syempre dito, kung papasa po sila. So limited po yung slots po dito. So ang isa sa objective po talaga natin dito, habang ine-elevate po natin yung standards po niya, magkaroon din po ng mas malaking pondo po ito para mas maraming magkakaroon ng opportunity sa mga kababayan po natin. Pangalawa, yung binabanggit po na democratization ng access. To make sure also na yung mga bawat lugar sa Pilipinas would be represented. Kasi sa ngayon, syempre kapag nagkaroon po ng test ang PhilSCA, definitely ang leaning, syempre papasa po dyan yung mga galing po sa mga magagaling na mga eskwelahan. Maaaring valedictorian po yan, salutatorian po yan, pero nandun galing po siya sa lugar na hindi ganun kataas po yung antas ng education na naibigay po doon. Pero magaling po yung bata. Pero the opportunities that were given to him or her is not sufficient for him or her to be able to pass the NAAP exam, the PhilSCA exam. So yun po yung main objective po ng democratization po na yun. So pag napasa po ito, ma-institutionalize po yung ganyang pananaw para mabigyan po ng opportunities regardless kung saan po sila, basta they meet the minimum requirement, then they would have the opportunity to study sa NAAP.
So sir, ano po to Congressman Salo, sir, ano po ba yung status ng aviation sector ng ngayon, aviation sector natin ngayon, at kinailangan o kakailanganing maipasa itong NAAP?
Kanina po na discuss po ni attorney yung aviation industry po natin, yung status. And definitely, malaki po talaga yung potential nitong industriya po nito. Na kung saan ang mga Pilipino ay nangangarap din na maging kabahagi po nito. So, maraming opportunities out there. Ang kailangan lang po natin are competent and qualified Filipinos. So, itong pamamaraan po nito ay may prepare po natin sila. Kung hindi po nyo natatanong, ako rin po yung primary author ng Magna Carta of Filipino Seafarers. So, complementary po ito. Kasi sa seafarers, tayo rin po yung nagsusulong po talaga na mapaganda yung estado para magkaroon po ng mas maraming opportunities sa mga Pilipino na nagnanais maging seafarers. Dito naman, ang objective po natin ay masigurado na mas marami pong mga kababayan po natin na mabigyan ng opportunity in the aviation sector.
Sir, if I may, no, Congressman Ron, at ating mga kasama, adapting also yung sponsorship speech ni Senator Alan last Tuesday evening, no? Ang sabi niya ay dati meron tayong 7,100 islands, no? Ngayon meron na tayo daw 7,641 islands. Given PhilSCA's capability, sabi niya, ang means of transportation with this number of islands is not only through seaport or railroad, but also of aviation. Yun na yung means of transportation. Kaya nakita niya yung tanong ni Sir na, why do we consider this urgent? Kasi meron talagang need to address yung movement of goods and services and people going to different places, given now that we are, as stated by Senator Alan, 7,641 islands. So, thank you po.
Last, sir, to Dr. Del Cruz. Sir, paano po naghahanda yung PhilSCA sakali nga po ma-elevate ito to NAAP? And ilan yung tinitingnan ninyong mapoproduce ninyong mga estudyante na galing sa eskwelahan for the next 5 to 10 years para ma-meet yung demand ng aviation sector? Thank you.
Magandang tanong yun. Actually, tinanong, when we were conceiving the idea with Congressman Ron and the technical working group, tinanong din namin yung sarili namin. What is our intent? No? Kaya binigay ko po yung facts kanina about little less than 700,000 technicians ang need ng Asia Pacific. And there are about 600,000 need ng pilots. Notwithstanding also yung mga aviation crew needed about another 900,000 based from Boeing and Airbus data. At present po, ang estudyante ng PhilSCA ay little less than 7,000 students. And we intend to address that in the next 3 years yung need na yon. Kaya, ang tanong, how many? Maganda po yung suggestion ni Congressman Ron. Sabi niya, when we sit down in the drafting ng IRR, dapat drive natin how many number of graduates we will produce so that we can address that. At present po, ang graduation, ang ating sent into graduation is about mga 2,800 graduates every year. So, given that fact, in the next 3 years, if we will not be changing our direction, we will be producing about 9,000 in the next 3 years. addressing the need. And if we will increase that so that in the process of democratization, ma-increase natin to into another 20% of graduates because of their capability, probably in the next 3 years, we will be producing and addressing the need of the industry of little less than about 12,000 workers. Actually, kulang pa din. One time, kausap ko ang Airbus when we were invited to Singapore, ang need niya in the next 5 years, 17,000 workers. So, if we can elevate PhilSCAT into NAAP, we'll have more resources, resources not only on finances but also experts that will help us produce the needed personnel addressing the need of the aviation industry.
And Dr. De La Cruz, would that also mean marami pang slots for students will be opened up pag naging academy ito?
Definitely, sir. In the process of our democratizing aviation education. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Attorney Cuarto, gusto ko lang itanong kasi sa status ngayon ng Senate Bill 2969 ba yun? Is there hope na maipasa ito ngayong taon and ang NAAP ay by 2026 existing na?
Wala naman po imposible. Sabi ko nga may agimat si Senator Revilla dyan eh. As in yung mga feeling namin dati imposible, biglang lumusot. So pakikipagtulungan na rin po nila President no, sa Malacanang, marahil kaya natin. Pero yung second, sana kayanin natin this. Meron na lang po kasing last 3 remaining session days po ang Senate hanggang Feb 5 po kasi nga po magsa-start na po yung campaign period, so wala pong session ng mga panahon na yun. Pero wala pong imposible. So, kung mangungulit po si na President, may kisali po kami, ang office po ni Senator Revilla at I'm sure sinapong po. So,
Sa mga estudyante, ipagdasal na rin na maipasa bago mag-election period. Go ahead, please.
Good morning po. Good morning po. I am Ralph Lawrence Rabe. I am the President of the Supreme Student Council, PhilSCA Villamor. This question is for the college president, Prof. Marvin. We are all excited to see PhilSCA continue to grow and improve. In changing the name from PhilSCA to NAAP, many students are wondering how this new name will support the institution's progress and contribute to a better learning environment for everyone. On behalf of the student body, gusto rin ho naming marinig, aside from the trainings na nabanggit kanina, could we hear the specific benefits of this transition for the students po? Thank you po.
Maganda yung tanong ng ating presidente ng Villamor. Unang-una kasi, we have to see yung experts coming in so that yung capability natin mag-cascade sa inyo. At makagraduate kayo, ang mga estudyante natin, sa industry. Pangalawa, maganda yung statement ni Attorney Rem sa ni Congressman Ron. No? Given na ma-approve yung NAAP bill, yung chance, yung support ng gobyerno through the initiative of Congress and sa executive, madagdagan yung ating budget, madagdagan yung ating human resource para magbigay tayo ng focus on students. I am not trying to despise other schools, which is very difficult to compare an apple to an orange. Pero, ang requirement sa atin kasi ay halimbawa 1:25 student-teacher ratio. Pero we try to ask Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines to increase it a bit. Kaya ang ating student-teacher ratio ngayon ay 1:30, maximum is 1:35, compared to other schools of 1:50. Definitely, the benefit that we can get out of this is direct. Kasi the focus on student teaching learning. Ito yung pwede kong sabihin at this point in time kasi ito yung realistic. And sabi nga ni Congressman Ron, we have to sit down after the enactment of the measure. We'll sit down again with both houses to facilitate yung other vision pa ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines.
Thank you. Next. Si Ronnie Ramos. I'd like to welcome Ronnie Ramos from DW Avanti Radio, tama ba? Kasama rin namin sa Philippine Media Network Service Corps.
CWAR po. Good morning. Hello. Hindi ko alam po na itanong na po ito because I am your late announcer coming in. Late announcer, sorry. Kasi we're moving into NAAP, National Aviation Academy of the Philippines. Tanong is, handa na kaya ang gobyerno, pagka tayo naging NAAP, na handa na ba ang gobyerno para saluhin ang mga graduates ng NAAP? Kasi marami ho siguradong estudyante ang papasok. Lalo pa, at correct me if I'm wrong, pag dito ho sa National Aviation Academy of the Philippines, mas malaki yung chance na magkaroon ng mas marami pang scholarship. Eh, marami hong gustong maging piloto dahil maganda yung kitaan ngayon sa pagiging piloto, lalo na sa airline companies. Kaya lang, pag-graduate nila, yung flying hours nila, hindi pa ho sila makakapasa para sa airline companies eh. So, meron pa tayong may sasaluba sa kanila para madagdagan yung kanilang mga flying hours, and then that will allow them to apply into airline companies. Hindi ko alam kung sinong sasagot po. Yes, Congressman
Una,
Salas.
napakaganda po talaga ng tanong po ninyo. Kung handa na po ba yung gobyerno po natin? Definitely. At yun po yung tinitreshold po namin kanina, kung paano po natin ma-align yung mga proseso po natin together with the Philippine Armed Forces. Para yung mga estudyante po rito, at least yung mga binabanggit po ninyo na kakulangan ng flying hours, ay ma-address po yun. But at the same time, definitely, ang objective po talaga natin, yung mga graduates po rito, hindi lang po siya para sa gobyerno. Kaya ang talagang focus po nito, pareho, commercial or civil, but at the same time, magbibigay din po siya ng support sa security agencies po natin. Pero ang primary talaga, hindi po na po siya magiging, yung history po kasi nito, talagang part ito ng armed forces. Pero ngayon, ang talagang nature po niya, it's really for commercial and civil.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Go ahead po.
Good day po. I'm Warren Escantrofila, a president of ACERS, one of the student organization of the Villamar Campus PhilSCA. This question po is, PhilSCA current offering 10 bachelor programs and 2 associate programs. NAAP will offer 6 bachelor programs and 2 associated programs. Na batay po sa Senate Bill number 2801 na nais namin humingi po ng paglilinaw tungkol sa Section 5 na tumutukoy sa circular offerings. Kapag naisabatas na po ba ito, ang mga nabanggit na mga programa or kurso na lang ang i-offer ng NAAP? Mawawala po ba ang ibang mga programa, kagaya na lamang ng aming programa BS Information System na hindi nabanggit sa Senate Bill, o mananatili at patuloy pa rin magbubukas ang mga programa po ito? Umaasa po kami sa pagpapaliwanag. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, pero siguro hindi napansin yung catchphrase. Yung catchphrase doon ay actually this was discussed also ni Dean Obispo natin ng ILAS, no. Merong catchphrase doon, those that will be created in the future and those that will be approved by the Board of Trustees. So, maganda yung language ng batas no, both sponsored ni Congressman Ron saka ni Senator Bong, no, na binibigyan yung Board of Trustees to offer programs but make sure that this is aligned with the mandate as stated in the whole content of the law. What is that? Yung aviation and related programs. Inuulit ko, empowered ang Board of Trustees ng PhilSCA o ng NAAP if approved
to establish and create programs aligned with the mandate, which is aviation and related programs. Siguro that address the question.
Dadagdag po siguro ako.
Congressman, yes.
Ako. Yung enumeration, siguro isipin po ninyo, yung enumeration, hindi po yun exclusive. So may kapangyarihan po yung board na magkikreate ng ibang program. I suppose yung program po ninyo related po sa information, ang mangyayari lang talaga po dyan, i-strengthen yung kanyang alignment doon sa main mandate po nito, itong NAAP. Pero hindi siya ibig sabihin na mawawala siya. Magkakaroon lang po ng, siguro, i-review maigi at sisiguraduhin na yung ibinibigay po sa inyo na competency and credentials are aligned with the mandate of NAAP.
Baka si Attorney Renz may gustong idagdag.
Actually,
May mawawala ba o may madadagdag?
wala. Yung goal kasi talaga nung bill natin is to make yung mga graduates dito not only qualified but competent both locally and globally. So, walang fear dapat dun sa curriculum na yun kasi baka nga madagdagan pa at baka kasi ang goal is mas hasain pa yung mga estudyante.
Thank you. Other questions, please? Go ahead.
Good morning po, Aaron from SMNI. Congratulations no sa na-appeal, napaka-ambitious po dito. Talagang maganda po talaga siya. Pero whether we admit it or not, ang bola ngayon ay nasa Senado na. Tama po ba? Oo. So balikan ko lang yung yung tanong kanina ni Sir Andy Baloy. Aaron po sa SMNI, ulitin ko lang. Sabi niya kanina regarding doon kung may time pa ba. I'm just going to rephrase that question. Based on the legislative calendar, konti na talaga yung natitirang panahon. How optimistic po ba is the office of Senator Bong Revilla na maipasa yung batas within the legislative calendar? Kasi as you can see, Senator Bong is also a re-electionist. So medyo po tayo doon. Yun po yung pangalawang tanong ko. What happens to the bill kung ano man ang mangyari sa candidacy ni Senator Bong?
So, yung legislative process nga po, no, let me discuss kung paano siya talaga. So, as early as last year po, na-file naman ito ni Senator Revilla. So, kasama kami nila President na lumapit sa iba't ibang opisina at tanggapan ng mga senador, majority leader, Senate President, para ilapit at mai-calendar ito. Ngayon, yung pong nag-sponsor nito sa floor ay si Senator Alan Cayetano. Pinalapitan din po namin sa PhilSCAT, nilapitan din po namin. So, on our part po, patuloy po din kami na kasama niyo na naglalobby para pumasa to. Realistically speaking, generally, under the general rule natin, no, sa rules ng Senate and Constitution, it has to pass on the three readings must be on 3 separate days. So, kung papasa man po ito on Monday on second reading, wala na pong 3 days for the third reading, realistically speaking. Unless, sabi ko nga po sa PhilSCA na makapag-lobby po tayo sa presidente, ma-certify ito as urgent. Depende dun sa nakikita natin na pangangailangan talaga na mapasa to. Now, sa Senator Revilla, very supportive siya sa pag-elevate ng PhilSCA to NAAP to make them not only globally qualified but globally competitive. So, pag pinalag po uli siya, kasama pa rin po ito sa mga legislative priorities na i-file niya. So, huwag mangamba na kung sa 20th Congress, baka wala na mag-file. I-file pa rin po namin to at may kipagkulitan pa rin po ang tanggapan ni Senator Revilla sa iba't ibang mga senador para ma-calendar at ma-calendar po ito. Pero, yun nga po, may agimat, so pagdasal natin na pumasa po ito.
Pero I would just like to put it on record that hihilingin niyo po ba sa Pangulo na i-certify ito as urgent?
Wala po akong power to speak about that at this very moment, but I will be discussing it with the senator.
Thank you.
Pero kahit naman po si President, kahit si Go, kahit makikikulit po kami, promise.
Siguro magdadagdag lang po ako. Una, natutuwa po ako doon sa tinanong po ninyo, tumakas po tayo na si Senator Revilla mismo ay sana magkaroon ng opportunity para makausap po niyang Pangulo for the certification as urgent. But nonetheless, I'll state it for the record that I'm still optimistic na papasa po talaga ito. I'll be honest dahil kahit na hindi po man po siya pumasok third reading by next week, the best scenario is may certification siya as urgent. And papasa po siya on third reading by next week. That's the best scenario. Pero the second best scenario, I suppose, is pumasa po siya on second reading next week. Pagbalik po namin, kasi may 2 weeks naman yun after elections. So after elections, most likely po yan, na nakikinita ko, pagbalik po, yung mga naiwan na napasa on second reading, ipapasa yun on third reading. So yun po yung second best. Then, pagkabalik, basahin, mapasa on third reading, and meantime, ang sinabi po, napag-usapan po namin kanina, yung committees on the House, sa House, the Senate, magkakaroon na po ng collaboration para doon sa mga certain items na hindi nagtutugma, may ayos na. Para pagbalik at ma-approve ang third reading, immediately magkakaroon ng BICAM. At doon sa BICAM, iti-trash out yung mga differences po na yun. So, I'm still very optimistic that in the last 2 weeks, nababalik po yung mga mambabatas after elections, ay magiging batas pa rin siya. But the best scenario is, syempre makakausap po ni Senator Bong Revilla, si President.
Siguro i-push natin kay Attorney Rems Cuarto na talagang i-push kay Senator na kausapin si Presidente. And of course, ang kailangan din dito talaga tayo na stakeholders, the students, the faculty of PhilSCA, and everyone else, na, yung mga nanonood ngayon, please tulungan nyo kami na ma-push itong kay Senator Bong Revilla para mapabilis ang certification as urgent. Roche, please.
Hi, good morning po. Doche Kakas po, DCRH. And then at the same time, Presidente din ng Southern Metro Manila Press Club and one of the board of director ng PMN. Tanong ko lang kay Dr. De La Cruz, sir. Yung may mga airline, may mga partner po ba kayo na mga mula sa airline companies?
Yes, sir. Opo, yung not only major airlines ang partners natin, even MROs are our partners. We started initiating through the Office of PhilSCA International and Local Linkages Office. Siguro mga 3 years ago or 4 years ago when we initiated yung partnership na ito. No? As a matter of fact, kanina kausap ko yung Dean of Institute of Engineering and Technology. We're finalizing a memorandum of agreement with Philippine Airlines in one of our programs. Meron po tayong innovative program na ginawa dito, no, for information of everybody. Ito po kasi yung isang drive ng NAAP that PhilSCA will become the driving force of education in aviation education. Meron tayong ginawa nito through the funding of the Commission on Higher Education in our program. Ang envision po ng K-12 ay to make yung shorter curriculum. Nakagawa po tayo based from collaboration with experts na instead of 4 years, magiging 3 years. Ang tawag po ng ating programa ay Bachelor in Aviation Technology. Ito po yung 4 years, naging 3 years. But we are fixing now and we're finalizing a memorandum of agreement with Philippine Airlines for this first cohort to be accepted and will be accepted at Philippine Airlines. At ito po yung ating curriculum po nito. What is innovative here is that our curriculum is not linear. Ito po yung flexible. Yung estudyante natin, habang nagkaklase sa narito, based from a memorandum of agreement, anytime, if the industry needs our students, kukuhanin yung estudyante, dadalhin sa site, at yung site mismo ang classroom nila. At ibabalik ulit sa classroom for fortification of the learnings in the industry. So ito po yung isang classic example that we do have partnership with airlines, not only major airlines but also other airlines and other MROs para po ma-drive natin yung ating estudyante compliant to the demand of the industry. Yes, sir.
And lastly, Doc, yung kapag naging na-up na po ito, may mga dagdag po ba na requirements para dun sa mga bagong estudyante?
Meron po tayong ongoing review with the flying school headed by General Jerry Samudio on the review ng ating admission and retention policy. And we have already starting ito ngayong instruction at ni Congressman Ron that we should have prepared and preparing dun sa transition from PhilSCA to NAAP with regard to our admission and retention policy. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Si Cherry from SNI. Pahingin yung microphone dyan.
Good morning. Okay na to. Good morning po. Sir, yung about naman po sa budget, halimbawa sa batas na po ito, magkano kaya ang gagastos itong ilipat na po ang PhilSCA sa NAAP po? Sino po pa yung magsagot? Si Gong. Si Gong, syempre. Kaya nasa inyo po yung ano ng bata. Ang budget eh.
Well, initially was, meron pong technical budget hearing this coming week, this week. Then we will be presenting a new budget for 2025 sa Regional Development Council ng NCR by February 18, and we have already computed yung una sa personal services. We will be asking for more budget for personal services, even maintenance and other operating expense. We also have prepared for capital outlay for absorptive capacity so that we sustain yung drive ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines. And all this preparation for budget are geared toward the Philippines. And we're counting on our sponsors with Congressman Ron Salo with his Kabayan Party List and Senator Bong Revilla sa Senate naman as counterpart. And also even Senator Alan Cayetano we will ask, and the Senate President also, who happened to be, before becoming Senate President, siya ang head ng Committee on Higher Education sa Senate. And he knows the plight of PhilSCA and SUC in general. Thank you po.
Thank you. Si Ariel from the Airport Press Club.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Ganda ng boses mo.
Sir Ariel Fernandez, Manila Bulletin and Airport Press Club President. Gusto ko lang pong itanong kay President de la Cruz, sir, kung meron ba kayong collaboration sa Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines regarding this matter, at yung may mga trabaho kasi sa airport na walang kurso katulad po na mag-operate ng control tower. Ano po bang ugnayan dito ninyo?
Ang isang maganda dito sa National Aviation Academy of the Philippines as our innovation is to include the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines as member of the Board of Trustees. Para po kasi hindi po nakaupo ang CAAP sa member ng board. The Board of Trustees, the highest policy-making body of PhilSCA or NAAP. So, we are in close collaboration. As a matter of fact, nung nagtawag po both of upper house and lower house ng technical working group, included po ang Civil Aviation at representative po ang Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines in the crafting of the National Aviation Academy Bill. So, yun po. At isa pa, nag-offer po kami ng program
on aviation communication that will lead toward addressing also yung need ng air traffic control. And another thing, one of our members of the board asking the board also to look into consideration yung pag-offer po ng training program for air traffic control. And this is one of the track na pupuntahan natin, no, para makita yung relevance ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines sa aviation industry, sir.
Sir, kung sinasabi ng CAAP na sila lang ang magti-train ng control personnel tower.
Wala po tayong problema dun, sir. Maganda nga po. This was also raised on the technical working group. Kaya ang sabi natin, we will work collaboratively with the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, particularly CATC. At ang sabi nga po natin doon, yung ating pong, ang PhilSCA will become the feeder ng need ng training. Kasi sa concept po ng training ay merong required talaga ang ICAO on training. May need talaga ng training, and it is only the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines who is authorized to offer based from the ICAO and IATA. Pero tayo po, yung basic requirement po for ATC will be provided by PhilSCA based from our program. That's why we make sure that all our programs are aligned with the mandate, which is aviation and related programs. So if and when our graduates will go through ATC or to CAAP, for example, there will be a greater competitive advantage of our graduates. Why? Because our curriculum is geared toward addressing the need of aviation, which is the difference, sabi ko nga po, as competitive advantage ng PhilSCA, kasi yung at the early stage, ang mga estudyante natin were already prepared to address whatever need ng aviation and aviation industry. Yes, sir.
Sir, kasama na yon yung piloto, yung pilot, ano naman nila, yung flying hours, nakatapos na sila sa course pero hindi pa sila pwede makapag-apply bilang pilot.
Opo. Actually po, yan po yung ina-address natin ngayon, no? Meron po kaming 2 programs in the pipeline. Si General Samudio come up with a mechanism by which we can address the same yung program na yan. Kasi requirement po, for information of everybody, nagpo-produce tayo ng ating pilot, ng ating mga graduates sa pilot, ng mga 170 to 200 hours, the case may be. But the need of the industry is about 500 hours. Meron po tayong mechanism na ginagawa ngayon so that we can address that gap. Pangalawa po, we are also crafting, ito yung mga suggestion ni Tom Ron, na when we are planning this, we are crafting a new program, ito yung sinasabi na the board approve. Kasi po, for information of everybody, ang ating pong pilot course is aero engineering based program. Ngayon po, gagawa tayo, no, na work na kami initially, na yung ating pong pilot course will be BSAMT, BSAET track. Kaya po, yung mga bata ngayon dito, they will become pilot, but they are also licensed aircraft maintenance and licensed aircraft electronic technology. Ito po yung mga initiative natin so that we address the need of the industry. And we give value for money na binibigay ng gobyerno. That remember, PhilSCA is the only state-funded higher education offering aviation and related programs. Yes, sir.
Sir, pwede pong isa na lang, yung tungkol sa maaring bumili tayo ng simulation o para sa pilot, tama po ba?
Meron po tayong existing na simulator ngayon, pero we'll ask our sponsors sa house, both upper and lower, to provide us the necessary budget for the procurement of this required simulator. At very thankful ako sa national government, no, with the support of our congressman and our senator that in the past, we don't get any capital outlay sa PhilSCA. But for the last 4 years, the national government is providing us capital outlay not on construction of buildings, but provisions of technical and scientific equipments. No? Kaya thankful kami sa national government with our friends from the upper house and both houses of Congress na sinusuportahan yung need ng PhilSCA in terms of technical and scientific equipment, sir.
Sir, pwedeng isa na lang. Yung tungkol dito sa pag-titrain natin ng pilot, paano tayo nag-titrain ng pilot? Kung meron ba tayo aeroplano rito? O, kasi nakita ko mga kalawangin na aeroplano rito.
Maganda yan na-observe niyo so that we can ask the national government to provide us more aircraft para sa sistema. No? Meron tayong mga aeroplano, no? Meron tayong aeroplano na ginagamit natin. At the same time, maganda yung provision din ng provision ng Republic Act 9184 which is procurement law. No? Kasi meron tayong mga deficiency. We have to accept that we have our deficiency. But with the provision in the procurement law, we were allowed and also we were allowed to outsource yung mga deficiency natin so that we will not miss yung training ng ating mga estudyante so that we can provide quality education to our students. No? Ito po yung ating mga actions. Kaya parang stars are aligning for PhilSCA and NAAP. No? With the support of Congress, with the support of our stakeholders, we'll make NAAP a school that will address the need of the industry.
Thank you, Ariel. May pahabol pa ba sa estudyante? Sir, okay lang. Last question. Gusto lang natin i-acknowledge din the presence of Andrea Salve from WAN. Thank you, the One Radio. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon po. I'm Jane, the Editor-in-Chief of the official publication of the Philippine State College of Aeronautics. So, going back to the question a while ago regarding the flying hours of air transportation graduates. Based on your answer, NAAP will provide further help and assistance to the graduates in order for them to gain enough flying hours. Of course, masarap na marinig na natutulungan, bibigyan ng more assistance, but then, can you specify what type or what kind of help will be provided once the bill is approved? Will this help offer more opportunities for them to be hired in local and international airlines, since of course that is the end goal? As far as I know din, sa current program, wala pang nagiging pilot commercially. So, ano ba yung mga bago pag napasa na po yung NAAP? Ano po yung mga improvements?
Maganda yung tanong, dumating ang free higher education, enacted at nag-implement ng 2019, where students receive free tuition fee and free miscellaneous fees. We started with an amount of 1.8 million pesos. Now, with the increasing budget based from the UNIFAS, we are within the threshold ng demand at market ng pilot, which is 3.1 to 3.2 to 3.7 million pesos. This is a 100% increase na binibigay ng national government to get that free training. Remember, we are the only state university and colleges receiving that every student, particularly in BS Air Transportation, receiving 3.2 million peso for 3 semesters alone. None of the state universities and colleges receiving that amount for 1 student alone. That is already a big support from the national government so that every student taking BS Air Transportation receiving free training course for 3 semesters. Siguro that is already enough to say the support of the national government through PhilSCA to produce pilots. Ngayon, the second question is, wala pang napoproduce na commercial pilot. Kaya binigyan ko ngayon yung 5 years. After that, ngayon lang po tayo nagpa-graduate ng estudyante ng free higher education. At meron pang natitirang ilang mga estudyante na hindi pa nakaka-graduate out of the free higher education. There are only about less than 10 students na hindi pa nakaka-graduate. Kaya ibig sabihin nito, kaya wala pa tayong napuproduce na commercial pilot kasi nakagraduate sila last year lang. Last year lang sila nakagraduate. And if the industry demands a good number of flying hours, then we have to, they are working on it, and others, and PhilSCA is helping to achieve that demand ng industry. Yun nga yung ginagawa natin, how to help our students. Doon sa initial initiative ng National Aviation Academy of the Philippines.
Siguro sa susunod na forum, pag-usapan natin yung problema ng flying hours, ano? For the meantime,
May
Sir,
tanong po ba?
go ahead.
Anyway, dadagdag ko lang po. Actually, yun po yung dinidiscuss din namin ni President kanina. Ano po ba yung gagawin po natin para mabigyan po ng additional flying hours para maging qualified po sila as commercial pilots. And yun po yung tatasain po natin kasi kailangan po ito in coordination also with the Philippine Air Force. So hindi pa po tapos, ongoing po yung discussion. How can we strengthen yung support sa mga estudyante? Number 2, yung binabanggit po ni President kanina, I'll be honest with you, yan po yung isa sa concern ko as member of the board. Particularly, dun sa huge support, financial support, na ibinibigay po natin dun sa mga piling estudyante ng PhilSCA. Imagine that amount. At ang sinasabi ko nga sa kanila, first, hindi naman kailangan na yung punto de vista ng marami, magtrabaho sila sa gobyerno pagkatapos. Hindi, that's not our mindset. Hindi natin sinasabi na utang na loob nyo yan, magtrabaho kayo sa gobyerno. Hindi. Kasi at the end of the day, ang hiling po natin sa kanila, yung mga gumag-graduate dito, to become good citizens of this country. Na kapag katapos po nila with that huge amount na in-invest ng Pilipinas sa kanila, ng bansang Pilipinas, sana maging good citizens sila kapag nakakuha po sila ng mas magandang trabaho at mahal naman, malaki naman yung sweldo nila, definitely, magbayad sila ng tama ng taxes sa gobyerno. So at least, doon sa ibabayad po nila na taxes, mas makakapag-continue tayo makapag-produce ng more pilots coming from NAAP. Lang po, maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Ano ba to?
That will be the last question.
Ito na, last na talaga ito.
Last of the last.
Hello. Good morning po. So, first of all po, I am Ron Calunsac, one of the student leaders from Enitec, which is organization here sa PhilSCA Villamor, from Institute of Computer Studies. So, my question po, so, with the increasing reliance on digital systems in aviation industry, what initiatives or policies does the government plan to implement to create more job opportunities to aviation IT and IS professionals or graduates, considering that our field is not yet widely recognized? Yun po.
Sa ating mga pambabatas or kay President, go ahead.
Nagka-transition, alam natin, after the pandemic, no, nag-migrate ang operation ng aviation industry into reliant on ID. No? Kaya nakita natin ngayon yung bright future ng AIT and AIS in aviation. No? I need not to discuss everything with you, yung ano ngayon yung development, particularly na ginagawa ng ating mga airlines at manufacturers para dito. But there is a bigger and brighter future for IT and IS in aviation, ano? Lalo na with the emergence of AI, no? Mahabang discussion ito, and we will siguro with the Dean will come up with a mechanism by which we can answer yung mga questions sa ito, no?
Siguro dadagdag ko rin lang, panghuli. Siguro nanggagaling po kayo doon sa tanong mo, yung opportunity, anong ginagawa ng gobyerno para mag-create ng opportunities. I'll be honest with you, yung pag-create po ng opportunities, from my philosophical perspective, hindi po yan role ng gobyerno. Role po yan ng industriya. Ang ginagawa po ng gobyerno po ngayon ay siguraduhin na mabigyan kayo ng opportunity na makapag-aral at credentials para suited ka doon sa need ng industriya. At yun po yung gagawin po at ginagawa po ng PhilSCA. Nandyan po yung opportunities. Ang tanong, sino yung nagka-qualify po dyan? So nandito po yung PhilSCA ngayon, sisiguraduhin that you will have those competencies, you will have those knowledge, you will have those credentials for you to be able to avail and realize those opportunities already available. So yun po. Pero hindi po si gobyerno po yung nag-create ng opportunity po na yun. It's being created by the industry.
Salamat po. Thank you very much. Magtatapos na po tayo ng ating forum. Gusto ko lang po hinga ng final messages ang ating panel. Attorney Rems Cuato representing Senator Bong Revilla, please.
So yun po, patuloy lang po yung suporta ni Senator Revilla. Kung meron po pang mga magagawa, nakikipagtulungan naman po kami sa inyong presidente. So makakaasa po kayo na hanggang maisabatas ito ay kasama niyo po si Senator Bong Revilla.
Congressman Ron Salo.
Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon para ma-discuss po natin itong NAAP. And maraming salamat po sa stakeholders, particularly sa mga estudyante po natin, dito sa members ng faculty, at syempre sa members po ng media. Maraming salamat po sapagkat binibigyan nyo ng espasyo itong pag-uusap tungkol po sa pag-elevate po natin ng aviation industry sa Pilipinas. And we really hope that all the stakeholders, particularly those in the policy makers, ay mas masuportahan pa po ito sa tulong din po ninyo. So maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you. Gusto ko rin hinga ng konting remarks ang aming chairman ng PMNSC, ang director ngayon ng Flying School ng PhilSCA, General Jerry Zambujo.
Thank you very much, Andy. Napaka-productive nung unang paglipad ng ating Aviation Media Forum. Nakikita ko na marami pa talagang dapat pag-usapan ka, Andy. Kaya announcement lang ho, gagawin po natin tong monthly until such time na mag-transition tayo into a weekly. Kasi sa totoo lang ho, napakaraming mga usapin, especially ano ba talagang programa ng gobyerno pagdating doon sa pagpapalakas ng ating aviation industry. At ang dami mga players dyan. At itong mga estudyante natin dito, alam naman natin na yan Andy ang magiging leader ng aviation industry pagdating ng palakpakan naman natin dyan. Oo. Magagaling yan dito kasi ang lahat ng mga bata na nandito ay matatalino. Kaya ako'y naniniwala na pagdating ng panahon ay kayo ang leader sa aviation industry. Kaya dito sa gagawin natin na forum ay makikita natin yung lawak ng programa ng gobyerno, ng buong sektor sa aviation. Dapat alam nyo yan kasi leader nga kayo eh. So kahit nasa loob kayo ng school ay dapat ma-equip na kayo ng kinakailangan na impormasyon na babaunin nyo paglabas nyo ng paaralan. And that will also give opportunity, Ka-Andy, to us sa school na ma-inventory natin na ano yung mga programa, anong direksyon ng iba't ibang mga players sa aviation industry para yung education ay ma-allocate niya yung kanyang sarili doon at makagawa ng programa at ma-identify kung sino-sino ang dapat na involved para mag-train tayo ng mga tao na ipapadala natin sa iba't ibang bansa. Isipin mo na lang kung ang Pilipinas ang magiging supplier ng piloto pagdating ng panahon sa buong mundo, di ba, no? Possible yan kasi unang-una, ang mga karatig natin mga bansa, pag nagsalita yan para mga ibon. Tayo mga Pilipino, napaka-clear natin magsalita. Kaya kung ako ang airline, mas pipiliin ko kumuha ng piloto na galing sa Pilipinas. Kaya yan ang ating pag-uusapan sa mga susunod na panahon. But I'd like to acknowledge the presence also of the representative of our commanding general, si Lieutenant General Art Cordura, si Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin. So announce mo, Colonel Benjamin, na magkakaroon tayo ng bridging program. Ang Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, PNP will be among the stakeholders ng Flying School. Maraming salamat sa partner natin, ang Philippine Media Network Service Cooperative. Nandito yung mga opisyal, ang President ng Airport Press Club at saka ng Southern Metro Manila Press Club. Maraming salamat to.
Thank you very much, and that concludes our first. Si Mr. President, Dr. De La Cruz.
Isang apela, na napag-usapan natin that we asked to make NAAP bill as urgent. Siguro there is no best way to ask with this forum the President of the Republic of the Philippines to make NAAP bill as urgent with the help of each and every one of us here present. Magandang magandang tanghali sa ating lahat. At muli, maraming salamat po sa mga nag-organize ng ating media forum, ng ating buong ating media communication and strategic communications office headed by General Jerry Samudio, also membership ng ating college and board secretary si Ma'am Che De La Cruz, with other members of the committee, ang ating information officer at ang ating si Sir Alvin at yung kanyang mga kasamang mga estudyante for this. Maraming salamat at maraming salamat ulit sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, sir. Photo ops lang tayo. Kumpletuhin ko lang, sir, yung mga pasalamatan natin kay Doc Cisa de la Cruz. Kahapon, nandito na yan eh. Si Dr. Tess Rosales, yan, tumutulong sa atin kay Alvin Paz, kay RC Maga, kay Kenneth Bindahaw, kay Bernard Condes, kay Nor Can Umpa at Oliver Rowaya. So we'll be requesting them for a photo ops with our resource persons kindly.
Salamat po, at of course we would
One, two, three, one,